So this is the tweet rolling average problem in DataLemur. The difficulty is medium. We are given a table of tweet data over a specific time period. Calculate the 3-day rolling average of tweets for each user. I'll put the user ID, tweet day, and rolling average, routed to two decimal places. So the rolling average is the moving average. It's the time series technique to calculate the data over time. The problem wants us to calculate the change over 3-day period. So for example, the first row of data, we're gonna get the tweet count of the current user ID and 2 days before it. But we only have the current user ID tweet count, so we can only get the average of 2, which is 2. The next row is the current and 2 days before, but we only have 1, so average of them is 2 plus 1 divided by 2, which is 1/2. So the third one, we have enough data to calculate the running average. So the current and 2 days before, which is 6 divided by 3 is 2. Next is the next two are the same. 4 plus 3 plus 1 divided by 3, and then 5 plus 4 plus 3 divided by 3. So how do we approach this problem? So first, they want us to output the user ID and tweet day. So we're going to select the user ID and then the tweet day from tweet. And they also want us to calculate the average. So we're going to use the aggregate function, average over tweet count. And we need to identify which function we're going to use. We're going to use group by or window function. In this case, we cannot use group by function because if we group by the user ID, we can only calculate the average of each user. And each user is mean calculate all this value, add the average of all this value for one user. And we don't want that. We want to calculate each user, each date, and the running average of them. So we're gonna need to create some window and then calculate the average on that window. So we need to use the window function. So the syntax for window function is aggregate function, which is average, over, and then partition by. Partition by is used to partition the user ID into multiple window or multiple group. So we're gonna partition by user ID. We can order by tweet day, but this data is already ordered, so we don't need order by. And this is the important part. How do we calculate the 3-day period of the average tweet day of 2 days before? There's a thing called row between. This is what we're gonna use, row between, and we're gonna use this one. So it's gonna be include the current row and specify number of rows before current row. So it's gonna be row between and preceding and current row. So rows between, we're gonna take two before, preceding, and current row. So it's gonna take 2 rows. For example, this guy, we're gonna take 2 rows before that and that current row. And we're gonna name this at rolling average 3 day. And the problem wants us to route it to 2 decimal place. So we're gonna do that. Route it to the decimal place, and that should be it. Here's our result, and submit. Now this is one way to do it. The second way to do is using InnoJoy by running the query. So first we're going to select the user ID and the tweet day from the tweet first table. We're going to name it T1. We're going to join. We're going to use InnoJoy T2 on T1.user ID is equal to T2 user ID. So this is used to connect the two tables. This is important. After we connect two tables, we have to specify which user ID and tweet day we are taking from, which table. So for this, we're going to take the user ID and tweet day from table 1. And then after we connect to the table, the tweet date on the table T2 is going to be the current date and 2 days before of the table T1. So how are we going to do that? We're going to write in T2.tweet date is going to be between the T1 tweet date minus interval 2 days and T1 tweet day. So we're gonna the tweet day on the table 2 is gonna be between 2 days before the tweet day and the tweet day. So the interval is, as you can see, the interval, this is the send date and the usage of interval, and we pass in 3 days, or in our case 2 days, and the result is going to be 3 days before it. So we're going to get the current date and 2 days before it. So, and then we need to group the tweet date and the user ID, and then we're going to calculate the average of the tweet date on table 2, because table 2 is already included tweet day and 2 days before it. So we're going to calculate the average. We're going to calculate the average between T2 tweet date. Yeah, average tweet date, and then round it to decimal. And then if we have an aggregate function, we have to have a group by function. Anything is not the aggregate function must be inside the group by function. And then we're just gonna order it to get the correct result. Oh, this should be tweet count. And yeah, that is our result. This work because if our user ID is the first row, it's gone the tweet day minus interval 2 day is going to return none, because there are no day before the tweet day. So it's going to be between none and the current tweet day. So it's going to be between this one only. So the result is still correct. Some of the people in the discussion use lag. It's going to take so lag is going to take the one tweet before and another tweet before it. So it's going to take 2 tweets before. So lag 1 and lag 2 is going to get 2 days before the current date. But the problem of that, if we use if we run on the first tweet day, the lag isn't gone. Won't able to get the 2 days before it, because there's nothing before it. And if you encounter some edge case, like a table only have one value, the lag function won't work.